Hello, my name is Michael Glenn, and in this episode of the Dojo Show, we're studying the Kata Tenchi Jin. Tenchi Jin refers to three things: Ten, the heavens; Chi, the earth; and Jin, which is man, which connects both the heavens and the earth philosophically. We're also using Sanryaku, which is three strategies for Bojutsu. So this kata we're doing tonight is called Tenchi Jin. You've probably heard that term before. Tenchi Jin means heaven, earth, man, right? And there's a lot of philosophy behind that terminology, but you can also think of it as three levels. But what connects heaven and earth is man. So we're like the kind of the connection between heaven and earth. If you want to bring something down from the heavens to the earth, or you want to take something from the earth to the heavens, the only creature on this planet that can do that is man, pretty much. We're the only ones that go into space, so we have that ability to connect the heavens and the earth, right? And so when you are taking Tenchi Jin no Kamae, or Tenchi no Kamae, it's done like this. Okay, so in this kata tonight, we're starting on this side. Okay, so the way this kamae is done, it's supposed to be one shaku, two sun distance between your feet, and also between the hands. Okay, so one shaku, two sun is approximately 30.9 centimeters, or 12.15 inches. So if you just think about doing a foot apart, that's roughly the right distance. Okay, so it should be about a foot apart between your feet, a foot apart between your hands. Okay, and the best way to get into that kamae is if you're 1/3 in here, 1/3 in here, and then you just lift it up to your side. That should put you at the right relationship with your bow. So the bow has more on top than beneath. Okay. So it's not done like this usually. Sensei sometimes will do them this way, but the basic kamae is usually done more like this. Okay. So from this position in this kata, he's in seigan there. My first strike is through to geidan. Okay. Geidan is a code word or a kyusho name for the groin area. Okay, or the lower legs. So here I go to the groin. That turns into a thrust. Okay, then to Kasumi. I cross step in here, James thinks he can get me, and I come back out. Okay?
So you're stepping in and stepping out.
Yeah. So this is the version of the kata that you'll see on Sensei's Bojutsu video. It's not the real kata. The kata on that video, some are the right version, some are not. So it's important to know that. But we're going to start with this one just to learn it, okay? So from my kamae here, I sweep to the groin. This turns into a thrust. Kasumi, I cross step in, and then back out for this thrust. Here I come to geidan, okay? Then this is a ski. This one is to Kasumi. Then I cross step here. Jesse thinks he could get me, and I ski again. So in my kamae here, right, groin turning into a thrust. Okay, Kasumi, I cross step in here or move in, then I come back out and thrust. Okay, so that move in is deceptive. All right, yeah, it's a little bit of kyojutsu. It's controlling the kukan, right? So after that strike to Kasumi here, I cross step in to maybe push you away more, but then you come in on me. So then I have to keep you away. Okay. So the cross step after Kasumi, this cross step in might be to do that. Right now I'm doing the video, the version that is shown on Soke's video, the Roku Shakubo Jitsu video, but that version is not the densho version, but I want to show it just to make sure we know that version. So from here, I strike to Gedan, then it's followed by a ski, okay? This is the Kasumi, okay? So I cross step in here, he approaches and I keep him away. This is going to rotate through the center here to hit him in the groin, okay? That's one target. This kata, it says hit in Gedan, but it's a haneage strike, so it doesn't have to hit that target. So it comes here to this target, sorry, or it can come here to kote, right? Or it can come up under the chin, right? So anything, as it's rising up in its arc, it can hit any target that it finds. So he's probably not going to stand there like that. He's probably going to move, right, when I start moving. So as he moves, I adjust and take the target that presents itself. Okay, so you can block now. So from here, as I come through here, you see how this, it grazed the hands. I threatened here. He tried to block there. It grazed his hands and then found his throat. Right? That's the way this strike should work. And you see there wasn't much to do after that. It had already floored him, right? We're being nice to each other, so you'll let your opponent block, but in reality, you know, I hit you in the throat and then as you're falling, it's Kasumi, right? So, you know, combat is cruel, so you hit the guy on the way down, right? So it's Gedan, ski. This Kasumi happens here, and then I cross step. It can be a fake too, right? It doesn't have to be real. So I'm in here. This can be a fake for that, right? So that thrust can not be real. I can just put it out there to keep him backing up or guessing, right? I suggest when you're learning it, try to make it real first and then work on the kyojutsu later, okay? Try this again with this feeling, please. The first one, remember, like I can't get to his groin very easily, so I'm going to come around here, right? This keeps rising. So the strike doesn't finish there. The strike is actually here. That's the whole strike.
Oh, it's not too thin.
Right. So this thrust is just a completion or a finish of that. Right. So as I go for this groin strike, you see this keeps rising, and then Kasumi. You see how hard it was for him to block Kasumi at that point, right? And I didn't even do the thrust. I just put it there as a threat. Okay.
Yeah. And you got the bow right in your face. It doesn't
Yeah.
really matter if it's moving forward. You
Yeah.
feel a bit threatened, right?
Sure. And because the strike is rising up that center line, even his initial block is very awkward. Yeah, he didn't know what to block. He didn't know whether to try to block that or defend the second part, you know. So it's remember this. It's a haneage kind of strike. So it's like that. So if you were hitting the nuts, you'd lift him off the ground. Right? All right, my friends, I'm I'm gonna keep using this guy,
No problem.
if you don't mind. That version is the one you see on the Bojutsu video, Soke's Bojutsu video. And like I say, there's a number of kata on that video that really don't match the densho. So I don't know what happened that day when they were filming. I don't know if when it was being edited, if they used henka instead of the original kata. I know that Soke has said he's not super happy with that video. So, but the problem is, if you go researching online and you try to download some Kukishin Ru densho, you know, that people claim they're densho, you'll get them, and the technique description will be taken right off the video. Somebody will have transcribed the video, and then they put that out there and say, this is densho. Well, it's not. That's not the densho at all. So make sure, if you're researching online, don't fall for those kind of things. Right? Always look for the provenance of whatever you find, whether it be a teacher presenting a technique or any densho you might download, any videos you see on YouTube. Think about where they've come from, because sometimes they're very misleading. So that said, we're going to look at the more densho version of the kata. This kamae has another name. The name in the densho says it's Tenchi Jin no kamae, right? Soke has also called it Sanryaku no kamae. Sanryaku means like 3 strategies. And Tenchi Jin also is named Tenchi Jin Ryaku no Maki, which is like those 3 Tenchi Jin, those 3 strategies, right? So that's another way to think of this kamae, Sanryaku no kamae. So I go for Gedan here, right? This ski happens just here, okay? Then I go for Kasumi, and then the leg, okay? And then the last is a ski. So this is still to the groin here, okay? Coming up, and then there's the thrust. I strike to Kasumi, then I strike to the leg here, okay? In the last piece, as he approaches, I pull this leg back and thrust, okay? So my right leg pulls back and I thrust for the last piece. One more this way. So here there's this thrust, there's to Kasumi, this is to the leg. Jesse's approaching now. So here I ski. Okay. So after the leg strike, he might choose to try to enter. So here, Gedan, ski, Kasumi, leg here, right? Flip and ski. So through here, this thrust happens. I'm striking to Kasumi. There's to the leg. Here, thrust. So here, Gedan, this is a ski. Kasumi, leg, and ski. Okay. So you may or may not need to flip on the last ski. It depends what he's doing. So after you've hit that leg, you could just pull back and ski like this, right? Sort of depends how he reacts.
Attack on Kote and then it's
Yeah, I like to add those attacks to Kote. Yeah. You guys understand? So it's very similar to what you were just doing. Just there's an extra strike, and you don't have that inward cross step. Okay. It's five attacks total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a detail here that I should share with you all. Maybe this way. So we'll do the whole thing. So I come through here, do this thrust. I'm here to Kasumi. Here, as Sean comes in to enter, this is flipping to thrust. Okay, there's a reason for that flip. It's doing double duty. It's also a strike. Okay, so on the last piece, as Sean enters, see I struck Kote. Okay, or if he enters here, I can strike the head. Okay, so again, he enters, there's that strike, and then finish with a thrust. So there's a reason I'm doing that flip there. It's flipping to thrust. Okay. So you're trying to clear that space as he's trying to enter. Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah? Okay. So you would have different targets. You would have kote, the head, whatever he presents. Okay? Try, please. Thank you, Sean. Yeah, Jesse, nice. Good control of the space. So we're going to look at a variation that I've seen Soke do, which isn't really the densho version, but it's going to show us some interesting things nonetheless. Maybe over here, there. Okay, so Soke starts it out on this side. Okay, so I come in this way. I'm going to cross step for this ski here. Okay, when I come to Kasumi, I'm pressing in. You see how I've got James here, right? So this allows me to bring him down if I want. Here to gate on, there's that ski there. This comes up to Kasumi here. See how close I am? Now I come back out. There's my ski. Okay? So this part's the same. See my thrust there, right? Kasumi's in really close. Okay? So Kasumi's close, then you back out for the Ashibarai. And you see the result. It's a tough, it's a difficult one, right?
Better if you feel it.
Let's try here. So I'm on the opposite side, going for the groin. This is low, high, leg. All right. Okay. So we didn't even get to the last part, which is the thrust. You can still do that too. One more over here. Yes. So here I'm very low here. Okay. I'm approaching in here. That's to the leg. Thrust. If he's fallen, you can thrust on the ground. So here to gate on. Here's my ski here. This Kasumi comes here. I'm really close. Okay. And that's to the leg there. Sorry. And then you can ski. So you need to strike like that to the leg because you're really close with that Kasumi strike. Okay, here, low. All right, pressing in here. I'm really trying to affect his balance. Okay, so when I release that, that's going to be a big strike. Okay, so then he might try to come in and we can go back to this. Okay, but if you set everything, each thing up right, he's probably destroyed at the end. Yeah. You guys want to try?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to go all the way down or?
Go low. Sometimes you saw me on my knee, so it could be that low. It's all about targeting, right? So one more time, James. So on this side, I come up here. If I'm, depending on the target I'm going for, I might need to come low like this. Right? So it just depends on the target. And then from here, right, I would press in this way. It's difficult to defend. Hey guys, let's look at this thrust real quick. The second thrust. Jesse, can you hand it to Sean, please? So I'm starting off on my right side this time, right? So as I come around here to the groin, this second thrust, I'm getting low to drive up. You see how I held back there? But that was going under Sean's chin and throat, right? Let's go this way, Sean, please. So this first strike is to the groin here. I'm low there to drive up into his throat. Okay, one more. So here, you can come low to get him. You see his balance now. Oh. That got some bone. It tasted first bone.
We got first finger a second.
Now you know why he was falling, right?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, when that hits your leg, your only choice is to take ukemi and fall, or else you'll get
That point too, it's very confusing. Where it's actually coming from everywhere.
Sure. So after this strike to gate on here, right? I'm coming low to thrust high, and then I'm coming into kasumi here. Okay. Think about that, please. So I want to talk about a couple of moments that happen in this kata that you guys can explore, right? So here, when I do my first strike to gate on here, this is a point where I can move in, okay? Keeping the tsunagari or connection going in this technique, okay? So I come in here with my gate on and I press in here to crowd his kote. You see what that's done to his sword there? It's very much jammed him up. So I can grab the suka at that point and control him here. Let this drop, attack, stab. So my strike is coming here to gate on, right? This low position. I can move behind my bow and be shielded from his sword. Okay? Let's see what happens there. Okay, so this comes into gate on here and he's blocked, and I just use this to jam up his kote. And then I pull on the suka. You see what's happened here. And I can let this drop and stand on it to break his ribs, right? So I move to this point to gate on and I can shield myself behind his bow, behind my bow. And then I can get gate on. See Jesse here?
Not good.
Okay. Just so I can rid of him of his weapon. So, gate on, jam this in to crowd his sword and his kote, right? See how I've got control of his sword and my bow? Okay, this could break his arm here. Everybody gets a turn. So I come through here with my strike to gate on and I'm shielded behind my bow here. You see this? So that kick to the knee brought his head low. I didn't hit him because of the glasses. Okay. So here into gate on, I crowd into the kote here. I'm controlling this sword here. I let that drop, right? And I can use this to crush his ribs. So that's the kind of feeling you're looking for. You're controlling the center line with this. Okay? So I'm coming up the center line here, and I want to keep control over it. Okay. So into gate on, crowd. Okay. Then I'm using this to control his body. Okay. I had to let my bow go there because it got dangerous on him.
Up here and then this cover, or here and then this cover?
Yeah, I was using the front tip, but you know, it depends on what time you decide to move in. If you're moving in later, then it would maybe switch to the other. So James, take a look real quick. So as I sweep through to your groin here, this center position, I just maintain it. Yeah. So even though I'm not making it to the kinteki there because you're blocking, I'm maintaining that line and pressing in behind it. Pick up his suka or his kote or both. We're going to look at another moment in this kata that where these kind of changes can happen. Jesse. So that one we were just doing, right? I'm coming here, and then I can hit the foot, right? So you can attack the foot there before you press in, right? So I'm going for the groin here, and then I go for Jesse's foot. You see how I'm shielded against the sword still? So this presses on the ankle. Okay. Somebody else? Sean? Maybe sideways. So I come here for the groin like this, and I go for the foot. Sean felt that one. This thing has a nice edge to it, so he can thank Ed for that. So here, I'm going for the foot here, okay? You might just catch the ankle. You see how Sean is now at my mercy, okay? Just by applying pressure to his ankle with this stick, he's at my mercy. Yeah? You guys understand? Yeah, and his sword is still behind the bow, so he can't get me very easily with that either. He would have to pull it out from behind the bow. And if he starts that move, I'll just change.
Yeah, and at that point, I'm thinking much more about my ankle than where my sword is.
Sure. You guys need to see it again, or you got...
Yes.
One more time, back this way maybe. Okay, right. So going for the groin, he's blocked that. I'm going for the leg here, the ankle and the leg, or the top of the foot. Okay. See, Sean has no choice here. So here, so I go for this ankle here. I let my foot off his foot because it was going to break. Right? You guys understand?
Yeah.
So it's after your groin strike that gets deflected, you're attacking low to a top of the foot or the inside of the ankle. Okay? But you notice I'm still shielded against the sword too. That's very, very important. All right, give it a shot, please. Carefully. Watch his sword, Sean, because he can pivot his wrists. Nice. I like the shuto. Oh yeah, if he's in Hicho, it's worse. Hey James, let me give you a tip on that.
Yeah, this is an opportunity.
So you come through here and you move to this position. Bring this to the suba and then use that to control. Okay. Yeah, it's the pivot that happens. Sorry, Sean.
It's okay.
It's a lot of pressure coming down on that bow right there. But this point on the sword, when you grab a hold of his kote, it'll allow it to pivot around the bow, right? Hey guys, let's do one more real quick. So I'm here with Sean, right? So I come through to do this strike, I do my thrust, I come to Kasumi here. This is a chance for you to pick up kote here. Okay? You guys see what happened?
Can we do it again fast?
Oh, faster. Faster with more violence.
I missed the blood on it.
Yeah. So the strike to the groin, the thrust to Kasumi. This allows me to pick up Sean's kote there.
Oh, yeah.
And you see he offered his groin. Again here, right, I strike low. I do my thrust here, right? I come up to Kasumi and then this is where I pick up his kote. Okay. See how I've controlled here? All right. This is like an onikadaki on his arm, plus I've got his other hand. So I'm coming here, I'm doing my thrust, coming to Kasumi. That's where I can pick up kote. Okay. This is a chance for me to fight somebody else. Right? Whoever's next. Gate on, the thrust here, up to Kasumi. This is where I can pick up kote here. Okay. So here, this is up to Kasumi. This is where I pick kote up right here. Okay. So you saw I did different henka variations. Each person's a little different. The way they react is a little different, and you got to adjust. Okay. But when you do that strike, the way Soke was doing it to Kasumi, pick up his kote right there. Okay. So gate on, thrust, up into Kasumi. This is where I float and pick up kote right here. Okay, and I bring my staff across his body. And I can use that to start to lock him up. Okay, I got his wrist kind of trapped to my stick here. Hey James, he doesn't have a lot of Ukemi experience, so be careful. When you do the strike to Kasumi, press more. So I'm here, I do this thrust. Here I want to press. And this is where I can pick this up. Okay, so I've pressured in here. Does that make sense? So up here into gate on, my thrust here. I come to Kasumi, and this is where I pick up the kote here. See the bow's gone across his neck? Okay, so I just let him roll off of that. He doesn't like it, so he wants to let go of his sword. Here to gate on, thrust, up to Kasumi. This is where I pick up the kote here. I let my bow go through, and I control it all, right? I can use like the trash compactor method here. I've trapped his sword to his face. This is controlling the whole body. All right. So, gate on, thrust, into Kasumi here. This is where I want to pick up his kote, right? See how I grabbed his leg there? That's a rib breaker right there. Gate on, thrust, Kasumi. This is where I pick up his kote. And I let the bow thread through. Okay. This is trapped across Jesse's neck and his sword has fallen behind him there, so he's in bad shape. Okay. Okay.
I feel like I've caught myself.
Yeah, you're trapped, right? I tied you up with a stick. Yeah, you got him pretty well controlled there. Jesse, let the bow go on the other side of his face. Yeah.
But I attacked Hatsumi on this side.
Okay.
How do I...
But let it fly over the other side of his face and hit him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh, sure, that works, yeah. That worked. No, but it worked really well. Don't worry about what I meant, as long as you got the feeling. Nice, Jesse.
Right next to the foot attack.
Yeah, sure. It's all within the feeling of this move. So